Hello. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Sunday reset. And this is going to be a little weird. I don't know. We'll see. There's no such thing as weird on this particular channel. It's all just part of me, right? So I was watching a reading from a channel called Salt. Her readings are very unconventional, and a lot of the times she does tend to pull on threads that might be a little bit controversial, we'll say. But this one in particular was highlighting a period between a new moon and a full moon. So the reading actually aligned with a bunch of other readings that were saying similar messages, and the word that kept coming up for me around the time that I heard this reading in particular was threshold. So a threshold, the word threshold has multiple meanings. It is literally the part of the doorway. It's literally a doorway. But it also represents the point. This is like a business money thing where there's a threshold where, like a tipping point, basically. And all of those things are really resonating with where I am finding myself. And so maybe you are also finding yourself in a similar place. Anyway, the message from Salt was about the energy of the new moon in Virgo taking place on August 23rd, and the full moon total eclipse in Pisces on September 7th. So that window of time is basically one that takes you from planning process to the final steps of the planning process, which usually includes ending something else. So I have dubbed this space and time the threshold vortex. I have a lot of work to do internally, and even at this moment, there's something that just came up for me that I am choosing to set as the focus for my threshold vortex. Okay? So basically, I will cliff notes, but I'm going to drop a link to the video that I'm talking about. But new moon in Virgo. New moons are all about setting intentions, refocusing, recalibrating, and planning. And Virgo is literally the planner of the zodiac. Like, that's what Virgo energy is. And especially with Virgo ruling the 6th house, which is all about daily routines, like your physical wellness. So maybe you're gonna, dedicate this vortex to working out consistently and building up a routine around that. Or maybe it's something about your job. Like maybe there's something that you need to do to upgrade your career in some way. Maybe you take a course through this vortex period, And then with the full moon total eclipse in Pisces, that's major. Full moons are all about release. They're all about the purge of all of the previous activity. And it's also a total eclipse, which gives it like extra oomph and emphasis on really letting something go here. In Pisces, dreams, Pisces also rules 12th house. Yeah, 12th house. And the fact that these are sister signs. Again, let's say. So it's the opposite energy, and that's more, the Virgo is more grounded, and the Pisces is more upper chakras, external, that whole, this area right here, right? And so we're taking grounded action with this new moon, and we're spending that time in between the new moon to the full moon to build up routine, see what works and what doesn't. And by the time we get to this full moon eclipse, we're going to be able to say, this stuff doesn't work, this stuff doesn't align, this stuff doesn't fit, it's time for it to go. So we have productive planning and introspective purging on the opposite end. There's a nice little bookend for this little chapter. I created a spread, a tarot spread, for this vortex energy. I'll put the PDF there. You can also download. I'll put a link for that. But basically, it's asking you what seed or seeds are looking to be planted at this time. How are you going to water those seeds? What's going to be the outcome of that work? And then we move to the opposite end and we ask what internal work needs to be done. What is something that needs to be released? What's something that's holding us back? And then we look at limiting factors that affect our ability to release, our ability to do this work. What's causing the holdup? What's the blockage there? And then what strengths do we possess that will help to deal with those limiting factors and deal with what's holding us back from this release? And we have one card that will set the intention for the new moon, and another card that will set the intention for the eclipse. So, a little bit of homework for this week, and maybe an invitation that you might need a little, as I like to say, boot to the toot for something that you may need to do, something that you may need to pay attention to. I think we all need like little reality checks, little reminders to look inward and maybe upgrade ourselves in some way. So, threshold vortex, new moon in Virgo, August 23rd to the full moon total eclipse in Pisces, September 7th. Get into it. Get into it. Anyway, hopefully the rest of your week goes well. Hopefully you enjoy having a little project. I'm a Virgo, so I love a project. Yeah, thank you for sitting with me, and I hope that you are well.